Almost exactly 1.5 years ago, I bought my E36 and I kind of neglected it because I have an E46 M3 as well. It's been standing here kind of like rotting away and collecting dust, and for that reason I probably also started like hating this car. This car, even though the high mileage is definitely worth saving. And the main reason why I keep working on this car is because the E36 somehow has some glory to his name. Right now in today's day, these cars are practically known for drift cars and classy show car oldtimers. And I know that everybody today's day, and maybe back in the day, is praising the 325i's, the 328i's, but did you know that the 389 actually had some advantage of that? To start off with, the 389 actually has a sharper turn end than the 6 cylinders because this weighs much less and the engine is actually right in front or behind. I think right in front of the front axle. Right behind the front axle, that was it. And because this car is way lighter on the nose, it's way sharper on twisty roads. Plus, the E36 4-cylinder wasn't just a family budget car, but it actually ruled the championship in the 1990s, I think. Well, they used the chassis of the 4-cylinder to take home dozens of championship titles. If that ain't something. Well, do you know Joachim Winkelhock and Steve Soppen?
Joachim Winkelhock, what was the problem out there? Coming together with Rob Gribbett. That's 3 times.
Well, those guys, they had meaning in that time for the E36. Well, those were the ones racing this fella. And when they captured the E36 in the 1990s, in Europe, this car actually had the nickname Dolphin. And that was because of his sleek silhouette, because they kind of moved away from the boxy design on the E30. And those are actually just a few fun facts about my E36 389. Now that I know that, I kind of start loving it or something. So now that you know all of that, I'm still not quite sure if you know what an E36 is. So let me tell you, what is an E36? Or at least, what is my E36? This car is a 389 4-cylinder M43 with 150 horsepower. Back in the day. I don't know right now. It was produced by BMW from 1990 till 1999 as a part of the 3 Series collection. My car is from 1994, which means it has the M43, but if your car is from 1993, you still have the M40. Just a minute, please. Just a minute. They offered these cars in a coupe, in a sedan, and in a brick version, I think. I must say, I do prefer the coupe. They were out of budget. I don't know what happened to the E36s and their price range, but they are going skyrocket, and it's, in my opinion, not worth it. Yeah. Now, why did I buy the goddamn car? Sometimes I just be making impulsive decisions like that. It has a front engine, rear-wheel drive. Sorry, Mom and Dad. A 5-speed manual or a 4-speed automatic. Oh yeah, you also had the convertible ones. So just in short, the E36 389 is quite known for a lightweight 4-cylinder car with almost perfect 50-50 weight distribution. And that all in quite an affordable car and a practically daily driver. Now don't be fooled, because it might sound all fun and games, but it's still an E36 and it's still a 389. I like it right now. Overall, the car is looking good. The car is looking nice. Of course, it has its flaws. So these are 10 things I hate about my E36. The way everything's so wanky will definitely be one of the reasons I hate most about this car, but that's because the car is mostly made out of recycled plastic and plastic in general. It's an older car, so everything breaks, everything cracks, and that's not something you want happening on a car you buy. Even though it's an old-timer, even though it's a project car, it will always be something with an E36, and that's also a well-known fact. And the thing I hate as well is that the E36 will forever and always be a never-ending project. So if you have a lot of free time, you will forever be busy on an E36. Second thing I hate are not the wheels, but it is the interior. There is something about this interior I really dislike, especially with the normal 389s, you know, the M3 versions, they have the Vader seats, they are looking mint, they are looking clean, but something about this interior, it's too old or something. I don't know, I would like some bucket seats, but the inspection wouldn't like me to have bucket seats, so I didn't have bucket seats. And as I said, everything breaks and cracks really easily, and that's not something you say, yeah, that's nice. Of course, we have to kinda hate on how slow this car is. And how not easily it actually drifts. Because this is a rear wheel drive, you would think, oh, good drift car, but car, but it has 2 less power, and you have to weld the differential, and you have to do this, and you have to do that it just is not worth it anymore. No, to me, it's just not worth the hype, because everybody was telling me, oh, you need to buy an E36 to learn to start how to drift. I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend you buying a faster car with more horsepower, so that it goes sideways and slideways more easy. You don't have to really work the car, but this is a car you have to work, and if you don't know what you're doing, yeah, I don't know, or just get yourself a sim racer or something. I just don't like this car for drifting. Because this is an older car, it's quite known for rusts. Ta-ta-ta. You know the E36s that are completely rust through, those project cars on YouTube where they restore an E36? There's basically nothing left of it because it rusts so easily. Why is that happening? I don't know. But actually mine has not that big of a rust issue, which I'm very grateful for. Thank you, praise the Lord, hallelujah, because that's really, really rare in an E36 that it's not rusting. Well, it is, but it's not bad. I kind of like completely restored the chassis and the underside of the car because I'm really autistic about that, and I have to, if I can prevent something, I am going to prevent it. Because why would I want to fix it? I don't necessarily hate my E36, but just in E36s in general, I'm a victim of that as well. A lot of people buy the E36 to make a project car out of it. This, for example, and then it's just not the project car you imagined it, or it's not the car you had in mind, and then you're kind of like too deep in the project, and then you fuck that screw shit up. That's actually where I went. But I must say, my car, it was really, really bad. If you look at it now, I'm starting to quite like it. Some cars have that, some cars don't, but the electrical issues, mine has like one electrical issue. I have no idea what it is or where it is, but it just suddenly, when I'm driving the car, a fuse will melt down. It will start like smelling and the smoke will come. I had it once. Maybe it was because of my indicator. I switched up my indicator and something was not good with that as well. It had like a short circuit, so I switched that up. Maybe it's fixed, but I had the fuses melting down and my dashboard didn't light up anymore. My rear lights weren't working, my brake light wasn't working, everything on the lights just wasn't working. But it's fixed now, I think, with switching up the indicator, let's hope. I quite hate that before you even buy the car, you have to take everything in consideration on things that can break, or things that may not fit, or things that will be wanky, maintenance things. Like if you buy a normal car, you just buy the car, you get in, you do the big maintenance, and you're done. But with an E36, the coilovers can be damaged. Suddenly, you can lose the bumper. The trunk may not close or open anymore. Suddenly, maybe something with the steering wheel, maybe something with something else. The E36 is the equivalent of being autistic, having ADHD, being bipolar, and having a multiple personality disorder all in one. And in a car. And I wish I was joking. I'm not. Yeah, and just in general, that everything can just start kind of like falling apart, like my life. But once again, that's an in general known fact about an E36. Nobody buys an E36 without having any background knowledge and just thinking, let me buy it, and nothing will happen to it. You're doomed for life. Unless you sell it. My car is not that bad. It just looks it's nice. My car is so cool. But to be honest, I cannot think about 10 reasons to hate my car. Oh, what's happening to the camera? Yeah, I cannot think about 10 reasons to hate my car because I'm done. That's all of it. Now, are there things I actually love about my E36 as well? Absolutely. Yeah. Otherwise, I just wouldn't have bought the car. Why does it kind of look like we're in Africa? I'm in Belgium. When is it going to start raining? Because I'm tired of this shit. That's too damn bad! Imagine my backyard is gonna burn down. I would go down with it. I'm not moving, y'all. Things I love about my E36. Let's go. First of all, I love the options you have with this car. You can tune this car on multiple different ways. Always have coilovers, bumpers, hoods, fenders, all the cool stuff. Drift spec, show spec, basically everything you want and you dreamed about on an E36 tuning wise, and in part you can buy. Where's the sun? Hello. You can buy and you can put on your car for actually not that an expensive price. So that's a really good thing about the E36. If you break things, it's not expensive and you will not go bankrupt on fixing this car. That's also one of the most fun things about it, in my opinion. It is in general really cheap to fix it, as I said, but it's also really nice to work on a car like this because it is really cheap. So if you want to open up your engine and learn things about your engine, the E36 might be an ideally car for you, because if everything goes wrong and you need to buy a new engine, you might have a new engine for 300 to 500, maybe 600 euros for an engine. That's actually not all that much. And that's also why I love the E36. You can learn so much about a car just by looking at it, trying things, learning things, figuring out things, using your brain. This is Lego, but then in big and a little bit more difficult. But that's really nice. It is an old-timer, so the road tax in Belgium is about 150 euros. And I just came to know that back in the days, it was only 30. Then in comparison to the 150, that's actually quite a lot. But in comparison to my E46 M3, which is 5,500 euros, 150 will do. That's actually all okay. So if you live in Belgium and you have an E36 and it's above or just 30 years old, you just buy 150 euro road tax. The E36 is ideally for that. I am indeed such a big fan of the old aesthetic vibe. I love how 90s this looks and how vintage and vibey this looks. Even when driving the car, it's slow, but you think you're driving really fast. And when you're shifting gears, it's like, wow, just the feeling of this car. It is slow, it is old, but it is a hell of a lot of fun. And if there would be a different engine in this car and the chassis would be built a little bit different, I think I would keep it. Well, you might not believe it, but you can actually take your dogs into this car. And not just your average dog, a Great Dane. You can take Great Danes into a car like this. And no, not in the back seat, in the front seat, as a passenger. Hallelujah. I was actually the coolest kid on the block. Who does that? Who in their right mind puts a Great Dane as a passenger? I did. Well, I think he quite enjoyed the time being. Now he doesn't do that anymore. He has epileptic seizures. Kind of sad now. Cannot stress him out too much. But back in the day, we were one. Him, me, and that car, we were one. Well, now I think most things are being said. And now I'm gonna test for y'all if the E36 389 is actually good to do road trips with, take on adventures, go camping, do whatever. This is my test to show y'all that the E36 might be worth the price. I mean, it's actually cool to have a car that cheap to have go camping and doing stuff with. I'm quite curious on how reliable an E36 actually can be. Now, well, if you want to follow everything up, you can, because this is my Project Highland series and I'm taking my car to Scotland. If you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow along, because you do not want to miss out on a road trip, vacation, adventure like this. This is gonna be insane. I'm gonna be driving the car. Things might go bad. Things might go very right. But that's only something you will find out if you subscribe, like, and follow along my journey. I mean, I would like to do a test drive, but I'm still in my backyard. So, what's the solution? Look, I don't know if my dad will be happy with my life decisions, but I gotta do it for the science, you know? Okay, I have an intrusive thought I actually shouldn't do. I'm me, because I'm gonna do... so I'm gonna do it then. I have overal van die stekkerplanten. Zie die stekkerplanten op mijn koosje? Dat is niet nice. I know I shouldn't do this, but let me try. This is for science. 1 stap voor de mensheid. Nee, anders 1 stap voor mij. 2 stap voor de mensheid. Hoe gaat dat? 1 step. Zwat. Oh no, I'm afraid. Wow. Oh. This is gonna be it, guys. I hope you kind of like enjoyed the video. Het is echt een naft. Dat is niet goed in metaal hier. Fuck. So even zal ik heel mijn nummer. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I hope to see you in my next one, because this is actually the last video before I'll be making my way to Scotland. I'm gonna quit about that now because you've probably heard that way too much, but that's also okay, because who the fuck does this? I just want you to be there. I want you to be on the journey. I'm gonna be there as well. I hope you learned something about my E36, and if you're considering buying an E36, then you might consider this video as well. Anyhow, don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope to see you guys back on my channel. What you see is what you get, you know? I'm not faking shit. What you see is what you get. If something goes bad, if something goes wrong, if we go down, you go down with me. You're gonna see all of it. The good sides, the bad sides, whatever. You're gonna see all of it. So with all that being said, I hope to see you guys in my next video of me making my way to Scotland. I know, I was gonna shut up about it. See you guys. Ciao.